most of us are born with them, so there is no unboxing portion of this video, unfortunately. Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another review. Today we are going to be talking about the human hand. Now, most of us are born with them, so there is no unboxing portion of this video, unfortunately. I couldn't find a way to make that work. As you can see, mine came in white, just like the rest of my body. So let's just jump into the features. First thing you'll see, you actually have 5 fingers. Now, fingers are useful for grabbing things, gripping things, and manipulating objects, to suit your purpose. To demonstrate, well, actually, let's grab a lighter. So, as you can see, I can use this finger to light the lighter. I can use this finger to light it. Now, what's interesting about this larger one is it's actually called a thumb. This is sort of what sets us apart from other mammals, which is why hands give us such an advantage over other species and over our environment. Standard, you get 2 hands and 10 fingers, I guess, if 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. Another feature, we have these little plates of, I guess, chitin, some kind of material that are largely referred to as nails. Now, they do present some issues. As you can see, I have a shorter nail here than I do here on the opposing finger. This is because sometimes they get fragile and they break. So I had to deal with that this morning. As soon as I got up, I realized, wow, I lost a nail last night. I must have broken a nail. So anytime you hear someone say, I broke a nail, that's generally what they're referring to, the nail here. Again, this smooth area. Now, there are ways to prevent nail breakage, just in terms of regular maintenance, which is easy, but, sometimes people just can't be bothered with that, or, they're too busy, or they just don't want to worry about, another thing. What's good about the thumbnail is it's generally thicker and stronger, and because of its larger surface area, it is easier to maintain than perhaps our other fingers here. Now, this finger, this is called a pinky. I don't know where the name came from, but that's what it's called. It is smaller than the rest of the fingers, and as you can see, it's the same way on both hands. Generally speaking, your hands will be symmetrical, sort of a mirror image of themselves. That's what, I don't know, I guess that helps some things. Now, each of us is prone to a dominant and a non-dominant hand. Now, if you get fucked in the butthole by life, your left hand becomes your dominant hand, and your right hand is your non-dominant hand. Now, the issue there is if you're left-handed, as they call it, or southpawed, then generally speaking, a lot of things don't work the way they're supposed to for you, because we live in a world dominated by right-handed people. Now, I myself am left-handed, so I can attest to some of the challenges involved with being left-handed, such as writing. The English language is written from left to right, so as I'm writing, I'll get ink here and I'll smear it on the paper. That makes using pens with wet ink very difficult. It makes using pencils stupid as absolute fuck. Now, another thing that makes it difficult for a left-handed person is probably using a mouse. We have to learn to use a mouse with our non-dominant hand. Let's get this out of the way here. Now, what's good about most mice is they are symmetrical. So technically, if I wanted, I could use my my left hand, but I'm not a piece of shit that needs a computer to be changed every time I sit down at it. So I learned how to use a mouse with my right hand. Another interesting thing for left-handed people is the is the standard layout keyboard. Interestingly enough, the number pad, which is a very important tool if you work with a lot of data, and or numbers data, you have to learn how to use this with your non-dominant hand. But I guess that's neither here nor there. Most of us are right-handed. I mean, most of you are right-handed. So those challenges are generally not going to present themselves unless the world gave a shit about left-handed people all of a sudden and started giving us stuff that we fucking need. Now, moving on, we have sort of a rough texture here on our inside, the inside of our hand, and this helps us grip things. For instance, this is a fairly slippery surface here, and it's full of coffee because I don't sleep. I can grip this fairly easily using the fingers that came pre-installed on my hand. So, probably my favorite feature of the hand is this. You can contract your fingers, roll them like so, then wrap your thumb around them, and you have a fist. Now, a fist, it's just another name for a hand. It's the name of a hand position. A fist is basically a weapon just built right into your hand. So you can use this to break your knuckles on walls when you find out your girlfriend is cheating on you. You can also use it to sort of dominate someone physically for the purposes of gaining footing, I guess, socially or physically in a situation that requires it. Sometimes a fist can come in handy in life or death situations if you mouth off in public around the wrong people. So that's my review on the human hand. Remember to like and subscribe. That way I can become YouTube famous and I'll never have to go to work again. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week.